right, so today we're going to do solving two-step equations. Two-step equations are equations that have both addition or subtraction and multiplication or division. And the order that we're going to do this first is, the first thing is you're going to clean up each side of the equal sign. So that means the left side is all cleaned up, the right side's all cleaned up. That means there's nothing other than a variable term and one number, or just a variable term or just a number. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to move, these are the words you're going to hear me say, move one term to the other side. And to do that, I can't talk it right at the same time, to the other side. To do that, you're either going to use addition or subtraction. You're going to use the opposite. And the third thing is you're going to either multiply or divide by the coefficient. Now the coefficient, remember, is the number that's being multiplied by the variable. Okay? So let's look at a couple. There we go. So on this one, here, first of all, remember this is your left side over here, and that's your right side. The left side's the one that has the plus, so that's the side where we're looking. We're going to take care of the plus 4. The reason I'm going to move the 4 is because this over here is just a number, so I want to move the number, not the variable term. And I'm going to move a plus 4 by subtracting 4 from both sides. When I do this, the positive 4 and the negative 4 cancel, just like in a one-step, but what's left is 5x equals 45. Then I'm right down to where I was in one-step equations. This is multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. I'm going to divide by 5. 5's cancel. I get x equals 9. Now remember, if you want to check that, you substitute the 9 in where there was an x on the side that has the variable. 45 plus 4 is 49, and that's what you wanted it to equal, so it checks. Second problem, we've got again on the left-hand side, that's the side that has the plus or the minus, so that's where we start. Now remember, this is negative, this is minus, and the only reason this is negative is because there's nothing in front of it. So it's negative 7x minus 4. So we need to take care of the minus 4 first. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. The negative 4 and 4 cancel, leaves me with a negative 7x. Bring down the equal sign. 17 plus 4 is 21. Down to multiplication. Opposite of multiplication is division. We're going to divide by negative 7x. Be careful, careful, careful. Make sure you don't lose that negative. So the negatives cancel, the 7's cancel. All we have left is x equals negative 3. So let's look at two more. Over here, this left-hand side is where we've got the plus or the minus. But remember, when you see a minus negative, you're going to change that to a plus positive. So now what you really have is n over 3 plus 2 equals 5. This is the side with the plus sign, so we're going to take care of that plus 2. We're going to move it to the other side, and we're going to do that by subtracting. The 2 and the negative 2 cancel, leaves you with n over 3 equals 3. Now here's that secret 1 that we have in math. Remember, mathematicians are too lazy to put that 1 there, because if you say I have a noodle, you don't say I have one noodle, you say I have a noodle. We're going to either, got options here, we are either going to take our 1n over 3 equals 3 and multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is just 3. The 3's cancel, doesn't want to cancel there. And we have n equals 9. Or my personal favorite is to set up a proportion. 1n over 3 equals 3 over 1. We're going to cross multiply. We really haven't learned proportions yet. That comes later, but we're going to kind of review it today. Cross multiply. 1n times n is 1n. 3 times 3 is 9. You could divide by 1 here, but that's kind of a waste of time. So your answer is 9 either way. All right, on our next problem, Left side again is the one with the plus or the minus. Remember, this is negative because there's nothing in front of it. This is an operation, which is minus. Now, we've been moving that second term all the time, but this time we're not going to do that. Over here, we have a number. So we need to move the thing that from this side that is just a number. That means there's no x, y, z, a, b, c, no variable with it, okay? That would be the negative 20. So to get rid of a negative 20, I have to use a positive 20. So put the positive 20 on both sides. Whoopsie doodles, I forgot to put the two sides there. The negative 20 and the positive 20 cancel, leaves me with negative x over 4 equals 9. I'm going to turn that into a proportion because I personally like that, and I'm going to put a 1 between the negative and the x. I'm going to cross multiply. Negative 1x times 1 is negative 1x. 9 times 4 is 36. Now, over here, I said you could multiply by 1, but we don't do that because we're lazy. Over here, I don't have an option. I have to divide by negative 1. Okay, I got to get rid of that negative. So I'm going to get x equals negative 36. If there's a negative with the number, it's got to be used. 1x is just an x, but negative 1x has a number in front of it that we have to take care of. All right, so on the next slide, whoa, look at this. We're getting fancy schmancy. We put the variable term on the right-hand side. So if you don't like that, remember, you can be tricky and you can just put your equals negative 15 over here and then cross this part off and you've got it the regular old way. But I want to go ahead and show you how to do this one just in case you don't want to do that. So we've got two sides again. And what I've got to look at is this over here, the thing by itself is just a number. So look at this side that I boxed in, the side that has the plus sign, and just the number is 3. So I'm going to move a positive 3 by subtracting 3 or adding a negative 3. Because when I do that, the 3 and the negative 3 cancel. So negative 15 minus 3, use your calculator, is negative 18. Over here I have m over 6. Now I just told you my favorite way to solve these are proportions, so I'm going to put a 1 in front of the m, and I'm going to put a 1 under the negative 18. That turns it into a proportion. Keeping with going from top left to bottom right, because that's what we do sometimes, we're going to multiply negative 18 times 6. This is when I realized I should have brought a calculator. That would be 48 for negative 108. And we're going to multiply 1m times 1, and that gives me 1m. Now again, I could divide by 1, but because it's a positive one, I'm lazy. So my answer is m equals negative 108. On the second problem over here, the left side, we're back to the left side having the plus or the minus, but oh, look, 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 it has a minus negative. Anytime you see minus negative, you change that to plus positive. So we have negative 3x over 7 plus 4 equals negative 5. Now look what I did there. First of all, I changed the minus negative to a plus, and I moved that negative up to the top. I moved it up with the numerator, so I made it negative 3x. Whole reason for that is the entire fraction's negative. That's why it's in the front. But when you're going to do any kind of manipulation with that fraction, the negative has to be with the top. You have to choose to put it in the top or the bottom, so we always keep it up on the top. Over here on the left-hand side, we're going to move that plus 4. We're going to do that by subtracting 4 from both sides. 4 and negative 4 cancels. Leaves me with negative 3x over 7. On the right-hand side, I have negative 9. Turn it into a proportion by putting it over 1. Cross multiply, top left times bottom right. Negative 3x times 1 is negative 3x. Bring the equal sign down. Cross multiply, 7 times negative 9 is negative 63. Then I'm right down to a one-step equation. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So x is going to equal 21. Now, a little disclaimer here. I'm going to move this little thing here, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to rewrite negative 3x over 7 equals negative 9. The other way to solve that, other than using a proportion is to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal looks like it would be 7 over negative 3. But remember, if you're going to use a calculator and that lovely ABC key that we love so much, it can't handle a negative in the denominator. So you've got to move that negative up to the top and make it negative 7 over 3. Over here to check, the 3's cancel, the 7's cancel, the negatives cancel. All you have left is x. Over here, negative 9 times negative 7 is 63. 63 divided by 3 is 21. So you get the same answer. Just wanted to give you a different option of which way to go with that. So, two-step equations, easy peasy, move, divide. That's it.